At least about 25 people have been killed in attacks by suspected armed bandits in a North Nigerian village. This despite a peace agreement that was meant to shield the community remains in place. The witnesses say that the gunmen stormed the Doma village in the Katsina state, moving house to house and into nearby fields and tying victims before shooting them. The residents also say that the soldiers later arrived to evacuate bodies to the local government headquarters in Tofuki.
The people who raided us, we don't know them. They just stormed our house and we heard gunshots. We went out to his shop and they met my son there. He pleaded with them, but they said no way. We will not spare any man. They went ahead and killed him. I just saw his corpse.
Now, hundreds of mourners attended the funeral for the youths massacred in the attacks. Freshly dug graves lined the community as the families gathered to bury the dead. Now, the incident is part of a wider pattern of violence with numerous attacks that were reported across the region. The recent attack comes 5 months after the villagers reportedly reached an informal deal with the gunmen not to target the area. Such arrangements in which communities provide cash or food in exchange for protection have become common across northwest Nigeria. However, they often collapse, leaving the residents exposed to reprisals, and Nigeria's defense minister has repeatedly warned state governments against negotiating with armed groups, saying that such deals do not guarantee lasting peace. Meanwhile, nearly about 200 people have been killed by armed men in separate attacks in the remote villages in central and northern Nigeria, prompting President Bola Tinubu to heighten security in the state of Kwara. Investigations in these cases are ongoing as the country is facing a complex security crisis involving insurgency and kidnappings. And our correspondent Louisa Olani has sent us this report from Lagos in Nigeria. President.
As terrorist activities increases daily in Africa and Middle East, Alexander Zoev, acting under Secretary General at the UN Office of Counterterrorism on Wednesday, presented reports which highlights growing influence and presence of ISIL and its affiliates in Africa. According to him, this calls for worry as these groups have access to funds through their various nefarious activities. Observers hope UN will intensify efforts to diffuse the global threat through collective support to affected regions. From Lagos, Nigeria, Louisa Olani, WION, World is One.